A Morgan County man is behind bars for sexually abusing 3 children over several years. According to court documents, this man here, Joseph Kusira, babysat a victim under the age of 14 between 2017 and 2020. It states he would touch her inappropriately over the clothes. In another incident, Kusira gained access to a boy and girl under the age of 12 through a babysitter between 2022 and 2024. The victims say he touched both of them inappropriately over the clothes. In interviews with police, he admitted to touching the children in private places over their clothes. Altogether, he is charged with 8 counts of child molestation.